Hey guys, Spiderbot here for NextGenTactics, and I want to have a little discussion, kind of a follow-up on my video I posted yesterday about Modern Warfare 3 and the terminal map coming, and had a bit of a discussion about people who were actually posting footage of Modern Warfare 2 terminal in playing it in Modern Warfare 3 without having, obviously, the map being released. And it's apparent that they've actually hacked the game to get that map. So, and you know, my feelings toward hackers wasn't just about that particular video. It wasn't just about somebody hacking a game to show footage of a potential new map, which I still don't understand why Infinity Ward and those guys would actually put it into the game. Like, they obviously, whether it was part of a patch or a hotfix, like, it's obviously part of the game, right? So it's not like it's a downloadable content even. So I don't understand why it's even available for these hackers to get at. But I guess I just want to have a bit of a discussion about hacking in general, because, you know, I'm of the opinion, and it goes back to even hacking the console, and there's obviously a well-known case with GeoHots, or GeoHot, or whatever the guy's name was, that hacked the PlayStation. And invariably, these guys hack it, and for whatever purposes they think they're hacking it for, whether it be for their own purposes to be allowed to run what they want on a PS3 or do what they want on a game that they purchased. I mean, you got to understand that just because you purchase something and you have rights to play online and play a game does not give you the right to necessarily to hack it to do whatever you want with it. And it's clearly written in terms of service on the console for sure, even on games, and Modern Warfare 3's online code of conduct does not allow hacking, and you can be console banned. So, but yeah, when we're talking about hacking, I mean, we're mostly talking about people that are hacking and creating things in game that really have an impact on the experiences of other people that have paid money for these games. And a few good examples are COD 4 multiplayer, World at War multiplayer especially. I mean, I find that worse than COD 4. It's like, it's very, very hard to find a lobby that is not hacked by some guy flying around with or a speed mod in the lobby, or some guy that you just can't kill because he's impervious to bullets, and he just ends up, you know, killing everybody and just ruining the game for everybody. And I mean, that's where I draw the line. And even though some of these guys, and I'll get you guys in a second here, I have Hyper and Sully, Hypermole and Sully in here with me, but whether it be for these guys saying, oh, well, it's only for purposes of me playing in some private lobbies with my friends, but again, invariably those hacks get out. I mean, if you can hack it in a private lobby, you can hack it in a public lobby, and it ends up ruining the game for other people. And Modern Warfare 3 has been hacked. I mean, it's been shown. I mean, I did a video on it like a number of weeks ago, where there are hacks out there for Modern Warfare 3, and thankfully, at least, Infinity Ward has been pretty good for banning a lot of people, but I still think it's out there. And, you know, promoting people for this Modern Warfare 2 terminal map and Modern Warfare 3 video that they only produce because they hacked the game, and the rest of the videos that they produce in their channel, most of them have to do with hacking and modded lobbies and challenge lobbies. I don't know, I just think it's ridiculous. So I want to get you guys to weigh in on this if you can.
I haven't seen the video you're referring to that you put out, because I'm terrible. But I think Hyper mentioned the actual video that the person was releasing. They're using hacks in the game to like mod the actual weapons and whatnot, right?
Yep.
And they're also hacking for the map. Why both? Why not just play on the map and not use normal hacks or normal game instead of having everybody God mode or firing rockets like nothing?
Yeah, maybe Hyper, you want to maybe describe a little bit more about that?
Well, what I was witnessing in that, like some of the videos, was basically javelins coming out of an actual grenade launcher, or a noob tube if you wish, and there was like they're flying. There was one where they were everlasting final stand, and then there was one where he spawned everybody, like he dragged everybody over to the well at Seatown and just dropped them in the well. And as I say, they were just flying about, jumping on rooftops. It's just it baffles my brain that anybody can find that fun. That's what I never understand about like the hacking side of the planet, and it's not. I very much prefer to be like, hell yeah, I beat that guy fair and square. We're both on a decent connection, so there's no lag shit involved. It's all just literally me against him. It shouldn't be me versus a console versus a guy that's behind a controller doing something. It's like he was showing some of the things. Like he kept saying system link. I don't know how system link works. But the video I was seeing was yellow points, and yellow points means online multiplayer. White points has always been private match. Yellow points has always been online multiplayer. And I was seeing yellow points.
Well, and what do you say to the argument that we only do this in private lobbies and it's only for private purposes, etc.?
The fact is,
still
right?
wrong.
Yeah, well, the fact is, it's the same code.
Right.
Surely the code for the game, whether it be online multiplayer, private match, system link, it's all surely the same exact code, except for like the actual net coding. It'll be slightly different because obviously with the private match, all you're doing is using the main Modern Warfare 3 server to get your friends together and draw them to your host. Whereas like system link, you're not using online servers, but you're still using the core game. It's still Modern Warfare 3, the multiplayer code that everybody uses every day. That's all I can see. Is literally it must be this. You're still managing to take the multiplayer code and twist it to the way you want it. So I don't see how anybody can justify saying like, oh, it's only system link. The only reason he's probably not took it into a game is because he would get system banned. And luckily enough, he's not stupid enough to do that. But all it takes, he was actually saying he was going to give out, like, I don't know how he was going to do it, but there was something, Project Acid, I think he called it. And it was literally the hacks. And I don't know if this will somehow manage to break out. If somebody maybe gets that and who's smart enough, might be able to break that out and then take it into multiplayer. If this guy's somehow managed to lock it to system link, which I certainly hope he
again, that's the thing that bothers me, right? You do these things, it's for purposes of me wanting to do this in the private match, so I'm going to release it to everybody, yet it can be potentially easily adapted to doing it on regular online multiplayer matches.
Yeah.
What are you really after then? You're not after just that. You're after getting your 15 minutes of little fame because you had this hack and you gave it to everybody and you basically destroyed a game that people play on a regular basis.
Yeah, that's basically it. I don't understand that concept of like there is that chance. It's like GeoHop. All he did was one little thing, but it's amazing what one little thing other people can take with that and do with it.
Yeah.
So it's guaranteed that he started it, but I guarantee a lot of the stuff that happened on PS3s wasn't just him.
No.
But when you break it down,
it's because he made it public for everybody, and then people expanded upon it.
So that's why I don't agree with him just being like, I'm just making a system link. Sure, you're maybe doing that, but who's to say that somebody won't take your menu system, your Project Acid, and put it in regular multiplayer?
Yeah. Well, now, one of the comments we got was that a lot of, and I can agree with this to a certain extent, that there has been some good that has come out of people hacking certain things.
Yes.
And one of the examples was that a guy made in the comments was that We have gun game because somebody hacked Modern Warfare. I don't know if it was Modern Warfare 2 or whatever. They hacked it on PC or something. So they're saying, well, we wouldn't have that necessarily, although it came from Counter-Strike originally, I guess.
Yes, exactly. That's my,
Yeah.
my point.
We wouldn't have had that if somebody didn't hack it. And my thought is it's very, very hard for a company to draw a line and say, well, okay, you can hack our game to this extent. I mean, I don't think a company can really do that. I think they have to make a hard line and say, look, you can't hack our game, okay? Because who's going to make the decision? Who's going to say, oh, it's okay to hack in this scenario and it's not okay to hack in this scenario, and do the ends necessarily justify the means?
Could you imagine the lawyers getting a hold of that? Like, just saying,
exactly.
like, this is okay, this is okay. Well, maybe this isn't okay. It'd be a giant piece of paperwork.
The lawyers.
Well, Activision shut down all those PC servers before Modern Warfare 3 was launched. It was called Alter IW servers for the custom games like Gun Game and One in the Chamber for PC. And right before Modern Warfare 3 was released, Activision's like, you know what? Nope, we don't want that no more, and shut them all down.
Right.
So anything running that server code was just shut down or reset, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's companies. You can't, like, it's easy to argue. Well, in this case, the hacking was okay, so you can't say it. But I mean, you can't, from a legal standpoint and a corporate standpoint, you can't make that you can't draw that line. It's impossible to draw that line because everybody's line is going to be at a different spot in the sand. And I just, they have to say no hacking, and no hacking is no hacking. Whether you think it's a good thing or not, it doesn't matter. It's not subject to negotiation. It's not based on your opinion. It's just you do or you don't. And if you do, it's illegal or whatever it is. Maybe it's not illegal or against the terms of service for that product.
Right. The terms of service is a legally binding contract. The second you hit OK, you're agreeing to whatever's written there.
Right.
And they have the right to change it, and at any point, just like what PlayStation did when GeoHot's like, well, there's nothing on the website that said I couldn't do it, so I did it. But
well,
that's kind of hard to believe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with the way they shove those terms of service down your throat either. I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, every time Diablo 3 puts out a patch, you have to agree to new terms of service, and does everybody read it every single time? No, man. I scroll down to the bottom. Yeah, I agree, because I want to play the goddamn game, right?
Yeah.
So
I skim it. I think Punkbuster, the anti-cheat prevention that Battlefield uses, agreeing to the terms of service on that actually gives Punkbuster the right to search through your whole computer to look for any for anything.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And you're agreeing to that, and I think EA got in trouble for that a while ago because they were wanting to do the exact same thing, in the front of games. Yeah. But Punkbuster's like, well, we're going to look through your whole computer for anything that would flag our system, just because it doesn't have to be in your directory. But they still have the right to go through your entire computer.
That's pretty crazy. So yeah, do you want to jump on Twitter? We actually we're recording this live, so we asked people before we started to jump onto Twitter and put in some specific hashtags if they have questions or comments specifically related to this topic. So we'll see if there are any. Maybe there aren't any.
There's a few.
Okay.
I think the general consensus is it needs to stop. Like, just permaban their accounts, which is easy to say, hard to implement because they can easily just make a new account. And I think there's ways to flash your Xbox and PS3 to give yourself a new address to make it so if you're IP banned or whatever from your Xbox, you can just flash it and it'll think it's brand new. I'm assuming this is a very new Twitter account because his name is @HackersAreCheap. And so I'm assuming it's a brand new account. But his question is, honestly, why do people hack? And to be honest, I think it's
We
just
don't know.
because some people don't like losing to the point where they'll win at any means necessary.
Well, and
The
is
only
that
thing I can think of.
related generally to the game? I mean, I think there are certain levels of hacking. One, I think people do it as a hobby, like just hacking in general. They do it as a hobby. They like the challenge, and they like to crack, get into certain computers, systems, whatever. I think some do it for the fame, so they get their 15 minutes of fame. And
And a
others
lawsuit.
just, huh?
And a lot.
And a lawsuit.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too, I guess. But some others do it, I mean, for what they think are political motivations, and I can throw Anonymous into that group. However distorted their their views on what they do. I mean, they have done some things that have brought down. I think that they brought down some child porn ring or something like that a while ago. Which, hey, fantastic. But when Activision puts out a little video, maybe showing up an image that is synonymous with Anonymous, and you guys go all hellbent and start releasing personal public information publicly about Activision higher-ups, I mean, that's just childish, and that's just stupid, and I just think they have their I don't know, they're just misaligned there with respect to those things.
In a way, it's almost like they should have felt slightly honoured, because they're looking at they want to be known as a threat. Basically, that's simply what they want to be known as. They want to people to look at them and think, "Oh God, right? Okay, we better watch because they might come after us." Or with that, they were it was the fake documentary. Basically, was a little bit, wasn't it? It was talking about the possibility of computer warfare, basically.
Yeah.
And if people took over those things and then they showed up the Anonymous thing, and it's well, that's them saying these are the kind of people we'd be worried that managed to break into our systems. So as I would have said, it was more of a right, okay, we understand who you are. We're not saying you're a bunch of assholes. We're just saying we know what you are, what you do.
Stop holding companies up for hostage.
Yeah, as you say, doing stuff like that, taking down child porn rings and things like that. More power to you.
Yeah.
But no.
Respect gains more hearts than fear. If you're scaring everybody's oh, we can hack you, well, no one's gonna like you.
Yeah.
But if you just say, hey, we're cooperating with police to, take down some child porn rings and other stuff, or helping companies plug security leaks, then more power to you. No one's gonna say bad things at all.
No.
Yeah, but I think for purposes of COD and whatnot, people hacking, like I said, I think partly it's kind of a hobby. I think it's partly to show off to their friends. But I think a lot of people that do it aren't the original hackers. I think the original hackers may do it for that fun, and may not necessarily be the ones that play the game regularly just to show their superiority because they've hacked it, they can fly, and they're invincible. I think it's the people that they provide the hacks to who are really not really hackers. They're just the wannabes that have a hold of that code and know how to do it and just do it, and then they're the ones that are actually online every day messing it up for everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the GeoHot thing. He unlocked a door and everyone else just kicked it open and abused the system.
Yeah.
I'm sure Sony wouldn't have minded if he just opened it because he wanted to put Linux on his PS3. But as long as people didn't abuse it to the fact where people were getting free games off the PlayStation Store because their PlayStations were modified to look like a dev console, that's not right.
Yeah. All right. Any others?
Oh yeah, I've got a couple now.
Mm-hmm.
They're slowly coming in.
Okay.
question from @SacredDave07. Do you think that console developers should find a way to totally ban a hacker from purchasing new consoles? That's hard to do. You can't, like...
Yeah, it's pretty near.
That'd be like breaking his rights, in a sense.
Yeah, and you can't really IP ban people nowadays.
No.
No.
IP bans are really easy to dodge. So if you ban, like, even if you ban a specific range of IP addresses, you'll be banning at least other people within that range of people. So people who are doing it legitimately can't play because of one hacker in that neighborhood.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure they do it based on maybe MAC ID of the console. And they have bricked, like, Xbox bricked a bunch of Xboxes, or Microsoft bricked a bunch of Xboxes a while back. I don't know if it was Black Ops. There was a torrent going around with Black Ops probably like a month early, and it was downloaded like 1 million times or something. I think they bricked a lot of consoles over that.
Well, yeah, you'd need a modded console to play that, so it would automatically get flagged.
But maybe, who knows, maybe they'll have better security for those types of things with the new consoles. The Xbox...
It took Sony how long to get hacked? Like,
yeah.
Sony got hacked, like, what, last year or 2 years ago?
Yep.
After being out for how many years? They're doing something right.
That's really only the one high-profile hack. I mean, yeah, the PSN went down, but that really didn't have anything to do with the PS3 itself, right? They hacked the PlayStation Network, but... I mean, the PS3 itself got hacked that one time, really, and we haven't seen anything since either, really, right?
I haven't heard of anything.
Yeah, so...
All I hear, you know, like... I think PlayStation did it right. They, for the modding standpoint, there's two types of mods. There's soft modding, which is just, like, forcing a program to make it, you know, play burnt games or however you want to treat it. Or the hard one where you're doing actual soldering. You're soldering a chip to a specific spot and stuff like that. With the Xbox, it's just a simple, you know, you take it apart, you put in the chip, you solder it in. The way the PlayStation did it with their security measures, you know, it's basically a program. It's not no chip that you have to, you know, put in. You can't take it apart to mod it. So the way Sony did it, they just got to improve it so it doesn't happen again. And Xbox just has to follow suit.
Okay, you got any other comments or questions?
Yeah.
Wrap it up. Okay.
Let's see. An Epic Polar Bear asks, or says, I understand hackers get very annoying, but can you not appreciate the time and talent that go into it?
I appreciate the time and talent.
I can appreciate the time and talent that goes into countries waging war too. Doesn't mean I support what they do. Yeah. I mean, people can put their time and effort into doing things for the good of everybody else would be way more benefit than, you know, putting all this time and effort into freaking hacking.
Yeah, I mean, it's similar to saying, like, you can appreciate the designers of the game, but they're literally, what they're doing is they're taking something somebody else made and turning it, like, not really hacking it per se, and they're just taking somebody else's design and going, oh, is that all? I just need to move that here and this here and add that there, and then I've got unlimited ammo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're not really... If they were talented enough to do computer programming, they would be working for a games company, a computer company. They wouldn't be sitting in some fucking dark room hacking a game on Xbox or PS3 or whatever.
Yeah, like, use that time and talent to create something, not destroy something that somebody else built.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Did you want another one?
One more and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay. So from @Minier Peter, I think that's how you say his name. Mm-hmm. He says he agrees with the video you put out, but he wonders how we respond or react to either people curious about joining hacked lobbies, or when you join a hacked lobby, what do you do?
Exit?
well,
Basically.
yeah. What I'll simply do, because I've done this. Your best bet is, even if you want to just stay in there for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, exit, then go to your theater mode, and with your camera, phone, on your phone, if you don't have the equipment to do it any other way, go into your theater mode and get some kind of picture proof of what's going on. Then you can go to Twitter and tweet at IW Enforcers, right? And they, with that proof, give them that proof, explain what it was. Even if you want to tell them the time and date of the game as well, and they can maybe look further into it. Because everything's recorded in theater mode, remember?
Yeah, and that's for Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, and and Black Ops.
Okay.
That way you can actually, well, apart from obviously going to Infinite Ward Enforcers, but basically if you go there with the proof, they can take it further. That's the best way. It's the reason why personally I've got 4 notches on my belt, 5 notches on my belt for getting people reset down to rank 0. Because they were cheating, boosting, doing all sorts of prestige glitching, things like that. They were doing stuff like that, and I personally have had people reset. So
nice, good job.
And that's the reason why I hate hackers.
Yeah, and if it's another game, like there's not much you're gonna be able to do with COD 4, World at War, or Modern Warfare 2. I mean, we've actually gone into a couple lobbies. I mean, one where we just keep going into lobbies, it's like you can't even find a hack lobby, and then the only thing that was wrong with it was that everybody was moving faster. So we played it once, and we played the full game or maybe one round, and then we ended up leaving. But it's kind of frustrating because those are the only lobbies you can get into on some of those games, right? Unfortunately, but anyways, I don't know. That's sort of my stance on hacking, and you've heard here from Hyper and Sully, and also some other people that we had on Twitter that had commented and or asked questions. So again, just wanted to follow up on that video I did yesterday and explain to you that, no, it's not just about some guy hacking to get footage of one particular map in Modern Warfare 3. It's way more than that. And again, where do you draw the line? You have to draw it pretty clearly. And you can't draw it so that, okay, you can have some hacking and not other hacking. You can't do that. It's pretty impossible to do. So, but those are just our views, right?
Correct. Fair opinions.
All right, thanks guys. We're out.